I have so much stuff I've piled onto the table here, and I don't think I even got everything I need. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Melissa, and today's video is going to be a repotting video. And just ignore my frizzy hair. It is like 70% humidity in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair up too, just because I have a lot going on. I have 3 plants in front of me. I'm only going to be repotting 2 of them today. I got 2 of these recently at a big box store. I got all 3 of these at a Lowe's big box store. So this is one of my newer ones. This is a Calathea pink star. I haven't done anything with it. I just got it the other day, 2 days ago, or 3 days ago. I got it 3 days ago. So I'm actually going to, since Calatheas tend to be a flat mite victim for me and Maranta, I'm going to quickly scan the leaves. I haven't cleaned the leaves or anything. There's probably, yes, I have fungus gnats from like a soil, outbreak. And I'm sure since these plants came from a big box store, they have gnats. So I'm going to water in some mosquito dunk water, put a sticky trap in this one, check and clean the leaves. That's all I'm going to do with this one, just because Calatheas are a little bit more sensitive. You have to be really careful when you repot them. I don't like to repot them right away. I am going to be repotting one Calathea. I haven't shown this one to you guys yet. This is the other one. This is a Geo Plant. I will put the full name on the screen because I probably won't know how to pronounce it. And this one has been in here. It's been in my kitchen area for, I think it's been a week at least, week and a half probably. And the only reason I got a Geo Plant was because one of the leaves is variegated on it. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see the variegation up there. So my Instagram told me that that's just the way the new leaves come in and they'll fade, but it hasn't faded. It's looked the exact same, and it's the only leaf that I see like that. So I'm hoping a new leaf that comes out of this little shoot, it's this leaf right here, will be variegated. Crossing my fingers. So this one is again in just this heavy cocoa core soil, and I want to repot it. Again, I haven't treated it. I haven't done anything with this one yet. It's in one of the Wick and Grow systems. I did add a little water in here because when I bought it, it just was so dry. And there's no more water in here. So I am going to just get this into my mix, clean it, check it, and this will be going in my bathroom. This will be going in my bathroom as well, but I don't want to put this one in my bathroom just yet until I know the fungus gnat situation is okay. I really don't want to put it in my bathroom until it's been repotted. But this one's been enough time that I feel comfortable repotting it. It is a Calathea, so I'm going to do the least amount of damage and disruption to the roots as possible to try and get rid of most of the soil, if that makes sense. So we'll see how it goes. And the last plant that I want to take care of is the White Knight that I got from Lowe's. This one hasn't acclimated for very long, but it's a phyllo. There's wet soil. I'm a little concerned if I leave it in here, it might, just start rotting more. And again, I just hate the substrate, so I'm going to get this plant out of here. And there are 2 plants in here, so what I'm going to do is, one of them has torn leaves, so I'm going to separate them, plant one on a pole, and the other one I'm not sure what I want to do with yet. We'll see when I kind of unpot it. And I'm going to clean the leaves and all of that, so it might be a long video because I have 2 repottings to do. My videos are always somewhat chatty, so if you don't like that or you feel like I blab too much, then by all means, you don't have to watch. I do give care tips and stuff throughout my videos. I just prefer to chat and explain how I do things. Doesn't mean that it's the right way. It doesn't mean that you have to follow what I do. I'm just putting out there what I choose to do with my plants and sharing that, and you don't have to take my advice. So I just wanted to make that clear before I get started. I think since I'm not repotting this one, I'm going to go ahead and just take care of this one so I can get this one out of the way. I'm going to take it out of the nursery pot. I always like looking in the cache pots. What I usually do is end up just cleaning it just in case there's any hidden pests. The soil in this plant is very, very wet. I have a trash bin down here on the floor, so anything that I'm getting rid of, I'm putting in a bin. Yep, and there's fungus gnats flying out, which is to be expected. Now, I know the soil is already wet, but in order to kind of break up and get rid of the gnat cycle, I'm going to water in a little mosquito dunk water. I use BTI to control fungus gnats. The dunk is in here, and this water has been soaking for over 24 hours, so it's rainwater. So I'm going to go ahead and water in a little BTI. Fungus gnats hang out like in the first few inches, so you don't have to do like a full deep water, just enough to moisten the top layer. Look at all these gnats flying out of here. That is disgusting. I wouldn't normally do this in my plant room, you know, because I don't want gnats in my plant room, but I already have a gnat problem right now, as I was saying, so all of my plants have been recently watered with BTI, so I'm not really concerned about them getting in my other plants. If I see any, I just try to kill them right away. I am going to be chucking this soil when it's time to repot. I just don't want to shock the plant, so that's why I'm treating the soil, even though I plan on getting rid of most of it. And I have my little handy dandy microscope. I've been really bad at checking new plants, and I told myself I was going to scan new plants. I haven't used this in a while, but I'm just going to do a quick little scan on a few leaves. It won't take that long. I just have to connect it to my Wi-Fi and then open up the app. I mean, you can see flat mite damage when it happens, when you have like a pretty severe infestation. All right, so I have the scanner open on my phone, and I haven't used this in a while, so I'm a little rusty. They like to hang out in the middle vein. So if I don't see anything obvious, let me check a couple more over here. And you can see them because they're like bright orange dots. And when you zoom in really close, then you can see them. I'm doing this very quick. Okay, I don't see any flat mites. And then this is just Castile soap, which I highly recommend, and some water. I just dilute it. Castile soap will kill, like you can use any kind of spray that you prefer, whether it's neem oil, if you have like a fancy spray that you buy. So I'm gonna spray the nursery pot. I need to refill this actually, I'm almost out. And then I'm gonna spray all the leaves. And I'm not gonna wipe this right away. I'm gonna let this kind of soak in. Castile soap is very gentle on plant leaves. It's not going to burn. And it'll kill plant pests on them. And so once it kind of soaks in, I'll probably respray another round and then use like a cloth to wipe. I'm just gonna let this soak and kind of dry in just so it has kind of a chance to like kill anything that's on the plant leaves before I just wipe it off right away. So while that's in here doing its thing, we will, actually I have a little towel down here on the floor. Well, I have just the towel down here. Since I have carpet, I'm gonna just sit this on the towel so that I can use this to start repotting. Okay, before I do anything with this one, I wanna, since it is a Calathea, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly just scan. I noticed on the underside of a couple of these leaves, there's some damage. And I don't know if it's from a pest or it has something going on. Let me try and show you. Do you see that kind of like area that's kind of eaten away there? So I don't know what that's about. But let me quickly scan. All right, we have back. I sprayed the leaves already and I was just kind of letting them dry a little bit. So yeah, I don't think I really saw anything. I thought there were like a bunch of mites at first, but I think it's just all the dirt from the cocoa coir. So nothing to worry about. So I'm a little worried to repot this one just because it is a Calathea, you know. I just feel it's just like so much soil. Yeah, it just like falls away. It's just so much. Being very gentle. And again, you don't have to remove it all. So even though there's still like plenty left on here, I don't have to rid of it all. I just want to put it into my mix to just add a little aeration to the soil. So I'm not going to use the pot it came in just for sanitary reasons. I'll wash it out and save it. I'm going to pot it into a fresh pot. Same size. I'm still going to use a 6-inch. I'm trying to be better about using mycorrhizae. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little on the root system. I made my mix a little chunky this time, so I'm still going to use it, just try to avoid using so much of the chunky bits. Plop some down in here. Alright, and then we're just going to fill up around. I'm gonna probably fill this up to the top. I didn't think about that, it being a deep pot that this one was in, but it's okay. This is my fertilizer. I'm trying to make sure I fill it up, you know, a good way just to cover any roots that were growing kind of right at the surface level. And then when I water it, it'll settle a little bit too. I'm just gonna water her in for right now, and then I'll probably clean her off again at the end. Like when you're repotting a Calathea, one of the main things is giving it a good water with Superthrive, and then make sure to kind of put it somewhere where it can receive extra humidity. Humidity helps plants recover, and then make sure that you're giving enough light. I feel like they're going to be more prone to shock if you don't give them the light that they need while they're trying to recover from a repot. I might just go ahead and spray some leaves again here. All right, I'm gonna let her sit on this towel down here on the floor, and we will work on the philodendron next. I am back. I moved you guys a little bit closer. I had a little bit of lunch. So I'm ready to do the philodendron. This soil is really wet in here. Ooh. Yeah, we are gonna be getting rid of pretty much this entire thing of soil on this plant. And I wanna separate the two is the thing that I hate the most, is just not a lot of roots and just a ton of cocoa core. I mean, if you leave plants in this and you like this, like that's totally fine. It's just not for me. I'm just pulling them pretty much apart. So this is the one that we're gonna plant on the pole. This is the good one. And this one, pretty much all the leaves are damaged. I was thinking about chopping it up, but I actually just might plant it and plant it without like any leaves. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that little one yet. I don't need it because I only want to keep one. And this one has a mesh root plug. You see that? So I'm gonna be taking that off as well. They're just two separate little plugs that were planted together. This one is going on a pole, so I just need a good chunk of this off. What I might do is I actually might rinse this over my sink really quick so I can wash the leaves down too and spray them. So I might do that, and then we will plant these. Let me go ahead and remove this one. This one looks really weird because there's only a couple leaves and the rest of it has to grow. I'm thinking about chopping it. I don't know. It just looks weird like this and I don't like it. I don't know what I want to do with this one. I am back with my washed plant. So I just rinsed the leaves and the root system and sprayed them down. So we'll do the pole first, the good one. And I have a Thiccly pole that I had already used previously. You can see it's like green from algae growth from the light. I had another plant on here. So, I mean, these types of plants don't necessarily need a pole. It's not necessary, but I'm just gonna use this one since I already had it. It's pre-made and I would just rather it climb up this. And the other one, again, I don't know what I wanna do with this other one yet. I'm gonna put this one over here. So since this is a pole plant, I haven't really decided the consistency that I want my moss pole plants to be in as far as the substrate goes. Right now I'm just kind of eyeballing it. This is just like a bunch of extra chunkiness here. This doesn't have any soil. So since it's a pole, I'm going to make it mostly the chunky stuff. And when these run out, I will, when I have to like remake more, I think I will do a separate bin of a mix just for my poles, a mix for all my other plants, and then any extra components I'll throw in a separate bin in case I need to amend something. Because I feel like just having one mix that's labeled for moss poles, it'll be already good to go. I won't have to worry about like scooping, you know, one of this and two of this, you know. Since I had already like made this up, I'm just gonna use it and then I'll like film an updated video on it at some point here. Fill the bottom of this. I actually didn't need to do that. I always do that and then I end up spilling what I put in here. There we go. I always forget I need to fill my pole first. So the root system is pretty good that we have on here. And so I'm going to plant this against the pole. So it has an aerial root here off to the side. So I'm thinking, since there's more leaves like facing the front part here, I think I might put this end like this towards the back of the pole here. So that this aerial root can, I'm going to squeeze that into the moss here in the front. And then we can kind of secure it to the pole. All right, so I have the roots far enough down. I've sort of guided the aerial root in there. You're not going to be able to see that well. And then I'm just going to fill up around and then I'll secure this to the pole as it grows. So I'm mostly using just this aeroid mix here, but I'm going to add a little bit of soil just so that it has a little nutrients. But I want my moss poles to be really aerated now. Just like really, really heavy, chunky, where I can water and I don't have to worry about any type of rot happening. I think I'm just extra paranoid now since so many of my plants have rotted, you know, with the other substrate I was using. This looks very nice. She's chunky. I really like this. Very chunky. Oh shoot, I forgot my fertilizer. I don't know how many times I pot a plant up and I forget to use fertilizer. It happens more than I would like. I think this pot is a 5-inch. I don't know, I just eyeball my fertilizer. I never really do exact amounts. All right, that looks so good, this soil. I haven't watered it yet, but I want you to see how aerated it is. It's mostly just like orchid bark, leca, perlite pumice, a little bit of soil, and charcoal. She hasn't really grown up enough to really like attach it to the pole, but I'm gonna use a little I might use a thin piece of elastic, this string here, and just secure the vine against the pole a little bit. This isn't fishing line, but it won't like damage your plant leaves if you, I mean, don't make it super tight. I'm just gonna secure this a little bit so it's more against the pole. But I'm doing it down low enough so that it's not going to damage the new leaf that comes out. plants. I'm gonna get rid of this leaf here that's in the way. It's like on the back of the pole. I don't need that. So that's what the string looks like down in there. Because that new leaf is gonna come from here and I just don't want to bother that for any reason. Take our messy soil bin and I'm just going to give this plant a water. This is very aerated. It is literally draining straight through. This is what I want for my moss poles. Ooh, she looks good. She has some hard water stains I'm gonna have to wipe off. I usually use something acidic like lemon juice and a little bit of vinegar will take those right away. She looks good, you guys. I'm so happy with that. Look at that. Now, she does have a little bit of a new leaf like wanting to pop out of that. But since I like completely like repotted her and messed with her roots, that new growth can either come in wonky, it just will die off, or it'll just be a little slow to push out. It'll probably be a little bit smaller if it does push out. So just keep in mind if the plant is working on a new leaf, when you go to repot and kind of shock the plant, the new growth, the first new leaf is probably not going to be that great. Yay! I'm happy with this one. I just have to get those hard water stains off. I'll do that at some point here. I think I have some lemon juice and some vinegar. Oh shoot, I am back. I had made a little concoction up. It's water, lemon juice, and vinegar because the plant leaves have hard water stains. You can see on that one, like the residue. And like water and like Castile soap and stuff doesn't take it off. So I cleaned the leaves on this one and they look so clean and beautiful. So shiny. She's still dripping. So I was gonna wipe the leaves of this one off. I haven't decided if I wanted to just pot this one up or cut it. I can always propagate it down the road. I don't have to propagate it now. I think since I'm repotting it and, you know, just to reduce stress on the plant, I think I'll just pot it up as is because it does look like it wants to push a leaf. And, you know, if I don't like it or I want to change it down the road, I can just, you know, change it. Oh, gotta switch my mix here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stick with a 4-inch. It has a pretty good root system, you see, but I don't want to go up too large. I'd rather it get established in a smaller plant first, or a smaller pot. And then we'll just backfill. And I most likely won't keep this one because that one, I only need one plant, so I don't know what I'll do with this one eventually, but for now we'll just pot it up and see what happens. Okay. I'm gonna give a little bit more water. And who knows, maybe this one will surprise me with good variegation. Since a lot of the leaves were ripped, I don't know really what any of the leaves looked like. I mean, the stem looks like it has some good color. So who knows? So that's what that one's looking like. It's cute, it's cute. This one I'm obsessed with. I'm so happy I did this. I hope I get some good color. I'm thinking, I haven't decided where I want to put this one. These Thiccly poles don't really fit on the shelf over here very well, but I do have a spot in front here that I think I'll put it. It's actually under a different light, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll do fine there for now. I'm gonna get this mess cleaned up here, and then I will show you their homes and where they're gonna be, and that'll be it for this video. All right, I'm gonna quickly show you where I place these guys. So I put the Calathea here. So I just put it back in the Costa Farm pot. It's not repotted. And I washed it out, cleaned the leaves, and I have a sticky trap here. And then once that acclimates for a couple weeks, I'll probably repot it, but I'm not in any rush at all to repot that one. In the bathroom here, so I put the Geo Plant there. And I have a couple other, I have a Tenanthe, Calathea, my big Maranta. Yeah? What? Yeah. And so this one, I didn't put a sticky trap because I changed the soil. And that's the variegated leaf that you can see. That's still variegated. And clean the leaves. I have some saltwater stains on, or not saltwater, hard water stains. I'll have to wipe that off. But I cleaned it with my soap mixture. So we'll see how that one does. Hopefully it doesn't shock, you know, it's in my bathroom, so it'll get light here by the window and then extra humidity in here. What are you doing in there now? Huh? Yeah? Oh, he's so cute. The white knight that I'm not keeping, I just put here for now. It's out of my plant room. I'm just gonna let it adjust. It's under light and, you know, we'll see what it does. Maybe it'll give me some good color, but I'll probably end up just getting rid of that one. And my white knight that I repotted and am keeping is right here on this shelf. It'll kind of just live in this spot for now until I can kind of rearrange this room and get rid of some plants and all of that, but I think it'll do okay. I did, you know, kind of uproot it and take all the soil off and rinse it and all that. This is going to be my new substrate for moss poles. It's very aerated. There's hardly any soil in here, so we'll see how that one does. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll definitely keep you updated on how they're doing. And I don't imagine too much shock happening just because we are like into spring and it's pretty warm and humid where I'm at, so I feel like they would recover pretty quickly. I'll repot that other Calathea in some time, and I'll put it in my bathroom whenever it's repotted. So I'm gonna give it a couple more weeks just to kind of settle in. And the other one, hopefully it does okay, the Geo Plant, but I will keep you guys updated. If you have any questions about anything, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.